Tonight, you will walk past more unexplored territory than exists on the entire surface of Mars. You will not notice it. It is sitting beneath the waves 3 miles down in total darkness. You have better maps of the moon than you do of your own ocean floor. Why is that? You live on a planet that is more than 70% ocean, and you have explored less than a quarter of it in any real detail. The rest is dark, cold, crushed under pressure that would kill you in seconds. And that darkness is closer to your house than the nearest major city. At the deepest point in the ocean, the Challenger Deep, water pushes down with over 1,000 times the pressure you feel at sea level. That is the weight of 50 jumbo jets on a single person. In 1960, two men went there anyway. Jacques Picard and Don Walsh descended nearly 11,000 meters in a steel submersible called the Trieste. One window cracked from the pressure. They stayed 20 minutes, then left. Why would anyone rush toward a place that tries to kill you the second you arrive? Fewer people have reached the deepest point of the ocean than have walked on the moon. Part of the reason is light. Sunlight cannot survive past 1,000 meters down. Past that, there is no light at all, ever. Scientists call it the midnight zone, and yet life exists there. Life you did not evolve to imagine. In 1977, a geologist named Robert Ballard was exploring the seafloor near the Galápagos, expecting nothing but volcanic rock. Instead, his team found hydrothermal vents, cracks spewing mineral-rich water heated by magma below. Around them lived entire ecosystems, giant tube worms with no mouths, blind crabs, clams the size of dinner plates. None of it depended on sunlight. If life can exist here, in crushing pressure and total darkness, what does that tell you about the odds of life on distant icy moons with similar conditions? The ocean is not just deep, it is vast. Flatten every mountain and fill every trench, and the Earth's surface would sit under 2 miles of water. In 2019, an explorer named Victor Vescovo led an expedition called the Five Deeps, mapping seafloor with sonar that had never been recorded in human history. His team found underwater mountains, taller than anything on land, sitting quietly in the dark for millions of years, never seen by a single person. How is that possible in a century where you can order groceries from your phone? Space telescopes photograph distant planets from a stationary orbit. The ocean allows no such shortcut. Sound has to do the work light cannot, and sonar mapping is slow. That is why less than a quarter of the seafloor has been mapped in high resolution, even now. So, what is down there, unmapped? Nobody can tell you with certainty. New species are discovered by the thousands every year. Bioluminescent creatures generating their own light in a place that never sees the sun. Fish with transparent heads. For centuries, the giant squid existed only in sailors' legends. It took until 2004 for scientists to photograph one alive in its habitat, and until 2012 for the first video. What else, exactly like that, might still be waiting? Space feels romantic to you, safe to admire from a screen. The ocean feels heavier, almost threatening, even though it is the one you could visit this weekend. Your ancestors never evolved a fear of black holes, but deep, dark water they could not see the bottom of, that fear is ancient and specific, inherited without a single lesson. That unease may be why ocean exploration trails behind space exploration and public imagination, even though the seafloor beneath your own coastline remains mostly undocumented. And still, the ocean keeps forcing its way into attention. Hydrophones once picked up an enormous sound in the deep Pacific, nicknamed the bloop. That took years of real investigation before researchers settled on icequakes as the cause. Trained scientists looked at real data and had to admit, honestly, they did not know. Some deep-sea organisms survive water hot enough to melt lead. Others go years without a single meal. Drop you there unprotected, and you would not last minutes. Yet complex ecosystems thrive there permanently, running on rules of biology still not fully understood. You have better maps of the moon than you do of your own ocean floor. Now you know why. Not because the ocean is unreachable, because it has simply been waiting, patiently, in the dark, for someone to finally look. If this made you look at the ocean differently, that curiosity is worth following. Subscribe, and next time you'll learn something else about your world that's been hiding in plain sight the entire time.